What's up, everyone? Welcome to another edition of Tarun's Thoughts. My name's Tarun Shetty. These are my thoughts. Hope you guys are doing well. Last day in Los Angeles, people. I could be considered officially bi-coastal. For now. That was always my dream, and I've actually kind of accomplished my dream. I get to go work in Florida next week, and maybe I'll come back to LA, pending on how some things happen. Just goes to show you that, if you put things out in the universe, things will happen. When I said bi-coastal, I meant like New York, LA. I didn't mean Florida, but hey, I'll take what I can get. Hope you guys are having a fantastic day. I did not go out last night. Stayed in. I'll tell you a story, though. I signed up for this jiu-jitsu class for like a month, and it was pretty grueling. Like, I realized, part of me was like, man, just stop doing this sport. Like, why am I doing this? I have nothing to prove. But part of me likes going to this jiu-jitsu class because it's like, I don't like doing it, and to just make yourself do something that you don't enjoy. I like doing it, but I don't love it. Right? It's grueling, right? Especially when you start rolling with people, which means sparring, because these people just come at you. And, for the most part, like, I'm a purple belt, which means I'm like a intermediate person, and I can control, what happens. But I was rolling with this guy yesterday, and he was a brown belt, which is a belt above mine, which is fine. But usually those guys are even more, technical. But this guy just came at me like he was like in blood sport, right? And sometimes you meet these guys who just, like, they don't care about injuries. They don't care about your injuries. Like, they're just going hard. And he just muscled a submission on me, right? And he almost broke my arm. Like, literally, like, he had a thing called Kimura grip. And I could feel my arm going backwards. And I was like, you know what? Fuck it. I'm going to let him snap my arm. I'd rather have him snap my arm than myself tap to this dude, right? Especially, I'm like a new guy in their gym, right? Like, when a new person visits the gym, you don't, try to steamroll them. And I've never even like rolled with this kid. Never even saw him before in my life. But up until then, it was pretty cool gym. And then I was like, what am I doing? Like, if he breaks my arm, that's not going to be good. So I said tap at like the last minute, and my arm's still kind of tight. But and I was pissed. I was really pissed because not so much that I tapped that. But it was more so that this guy had no, just awareness of like injuries. Because if he's doing that to me and I'm like an intermediate guy, like, what is he doing to like the new guys there at the gym? Like, he must be just like wrecking these dudes. Anyways, part of me wanted to say something to one of the black belts there, but I was like, this is not even my gym. Like, just shut up and just leave. And if I ever go back to that gym, I'm gonna be better prepared. But, I smiled, I shook his hand. I don't think he meant any ill will from it. I think some people just have this mindset like, I work all day, I'm going to go to the gym and just fucking kick ass. Like, I hate that. I hate that beyond anything. And normally that's okay if they're like a lower belt, but like on the upper belts, it's a problem because they actually know some jiu-jitsu too, But I left there thinking, I was like, you know what? One, it's okay to lose. Like, that's the best thing about jiu-jitsu. It teaches you how to lose, right? And just accept loss. But also just to deal with different circumstances, like physically. And I forgot, like, that was the appeal of that. Because there's a lot of similarities between that and showbiz. Because showbiz can just, wreck you. And you got to just accept it. So, I left there, like, kind of pissed, but I was also like, oh, okay, there's a life lesson here of just, not everything is going to be copacetic, right? Not everything is going to go your way. And, you're going to encounter, you're going to encounter obstacles, in this case, this human wrecking ball. But I was okay this morning, and I was like, let me just sleep it off. And again, good practice just to like step back and not take things personally. And the second story I wanted to share was, I went to my friend's house. I've got these two friends who are who are really nice, and they're just great people. And they got me this. I went over their house, and they had like this nice. They had like this Prada hat. You know, Prada is like a very expensive brand, and I was like, oh, this is a nice hat. That's all I said. And then I went back yesterday or 2 days ago, and they were like, hey, we got you a gift, and it was like a Prada hat, right? And I came home, and I was so touched by that. I know this is like a totally different story from my jiu-jitsu story, but I was, you know, since my mom passed away, I realized like I really have nobody, you know, that like, you know, a mom is somebody who's always there for you, like absolute love. So for that person, that was my mom always. My mom was that person. And I've kind of felt like totally just lost. Like I have nobody. I really don't have anybody to talk to. Just the fact that somebody went out of their way just to show that they appreciate me and love me. And they were like, hey, we just love having you here. You're a family friend, and we just want to get you this gift because we appreciate you. It was that gesture, and I was like, oh, you know what? There are people in the universe that do love me, you know? Maybe not the extent of my mom, but I was incredibly touched by that. And I think that's the important part of friendships, good friendships, which is hard to find in Los Angeles especially, because everybody's trying to gauge. But you can find one or two people who aren't trying to, you know, one-up you and just, you know, they really care about you. You know, that's an important thing. So anyways, that was my week. It was a good last week. Highs and lows. And I will talk to you guys from Florida. Have a great day. See ya.